Why does your AI chatbot confidently tell you something wrong about last week's news? AI chatbots like ChatGPT are trained on text from a specific moment in time. Let's say early 2024. After that date, they simply don't know what happened. This cutoff point is baked into how they work. Think of an LLM like a person who read every book published before 2024 but has no internet access. They're incredibly knowledgeable about the past, but ask them about today's breaking news and they'll either guess or admit they don't know. The chatbot doesn't browse the web or look things up. It predicts patterns from text it already learned. So when you ask about events after its training ended, it's working blind. Here's where it gets practical. The smartest AI systems today use something called Retrieval-Augmented generation. It's like handing that well-read person today's newspaper before you ask the question. The chatbot receives fresh information, reads it, thinks about it using everything it learned, and gives you a current answer. A recent stock price, a newly published study, last month's election result. External data sources feed the LLM what it needs. A common misconception. People think this is a flaw or laziness. It's not. LLMs predict text. They don't fact-check. Updating them constantly would be prohibitively expensive. Connecting them to live databases is the practical solution. Take a current event. Ask a 2023 trained chatbot about today's weather in your city, and it will hallucinate. Same chatbot connected to a live weather API? Instant accuracy. Your chatbot's knowledge cutoff isn't a bug. It's how the technology fundamentally works. The best AI today combines language intelligence with real-time information lookup. Have you ever wondered how AI instantly pulls up exactly the right information from billions of documents without actually reading them all? It's called retrieval, and it's the reason AI can give you accurate answers instead of making things up. Instead of searching for keywords like old computer systems do, modern AI converts documents and questions into lists of numbers that capture their actual meaning. Think of it like a library index card system. Each document gets converted into a special kind of number map that represents what it's about. When you ask a question, it gets converted into the same type of number map. The system then finds documents whose number patterns are closest to yours. The closer the match, the more related they are. For example, if you ask, "How do I fix a broken lamp?" and a document talks about repairing a light fixture, Retrieval picks it up even though you used completely different words. Both get converted to similar number patterns because they mean similar things. Here's what people often get wrong. This isn't keyword matching or lucky guessing. It's actually comparing meanings. But embeddings, that's what those number lists are called, aren't perfect. They capture patterns from the data the AI learned from, so rare or very specific ideas might not show up well. Also, just because two documents have similar numbers doesn't guarantee the retrieved one actually answers your question. It's a strong clue, not a guarantee. Retrieval lets AI systems access fresh information and reduce made-up answers by finding the most relevant documents in milliseconds, even when your question uses different words than the source material. What if you could make AI smarter by giving it homework before it answers your question? Retrieval-Augmented Generation, or RAG, is a technique that improves how AI answers questions by feeding it relevant information first. Instead of relying only on what it learned during training, the system searches for real documents related to your question, grabs the useful parts, and hands both those passages and your question to the AI all at once. Think of it like writing an essay for a class. Instead of writing from memory alone, you first go to the library, pull relevant books from the shelf, mark the important passages, then write your essay using those sources as support. That's RAG. When you ask the system something, it doesn't immediately generate an answer. First, it searches a knowledge base, maybe company documents, recent news, or a database of facts, and retrieves passages related to your question. Then it combines those passages with your original question and sends everything to the AI model, which generates an answer grounded in actual sources. For example, if you ask a customer support chatbot about your account balance, RAG lets it search your actual account records first, then answer with real information instead of guessing. A big misconception. People think RAG means retraining the AI model. It doesn't. The model stays the same. You're just giving it better information to work with. Another myth, that retrieval always finds perfect information. In reality, the quality depends entirely on what documents you have available and how well the search works. If a knowledge base is missing something, RAG can't help. RAG solves two huge problems with AI. It cuts down on confident false answers and lets the system access current or private information it never saw during training. It's become essential for any application where accuracy truly matters. Have you ever asked an AI a question and gotten a confident answer that turned out to be completely wrong? That happens because AI models are like students who studied hard but can't look at their textbooks during the exam. They can only rely on what they memorized during training. But modern AI has learned a better trick. It can look things up before answering, just like an open book test. Here's how it works. When you ask a question, the AI first searches through a knowledge base. Think of it as a giant library of documents, facts, or web pages. It finds information that matches what you're asking about. Then it uses that retrieved information as reference material while it writes its answer. So instead of guessing from memory alone, the AI grounds its response in actual facts it just looked up. Let's say you ask about a recent scientific discovery. The old way, the AI might hallucinate, confidently making something up because it doesn't have current information. The new way, the system retrieves the actual research paper or news article, reads it, and gives you an answer based on what's really there. One thing people misunderstand: this isn't magic. If the knowledge base doesn't have the right information, or if it contains bad information, the AI will still give you a wrong answer. It's only as good as what it has access to. Retrieved context turns AI from a student working from memory into one that can fact-check itself. It makes answers more trustworthy, especially for questions about facts or recent events. Ever asked an AI something current and it gave you outdated information? There's a reason and a fix. RAG stands for Retrieval-Augmented Generation. It's a technique that lets AI models answer questions by first looking up relevant information from external sources, like a database or recent documents, before generating a response. Instead of relying only on what's baked into the model during training, RAG retrieves fresh, specific information and feeds it into the model to create more accurate answers. Think of RAG like a student taking an open book exam. Instead of relying only on memory, the student looks up relevant pages before answering each question. That's exactly what RAG does. Here's how it works. You ask a question. The system searches through a knowledge base, documents, databases, websites, to find the most relevant pieces of information. Those snippets get bundled together and sent to the AI model along with your question. The model then generates a response grounded in that retrieved information. For example, imagine a customer service chatbot that needs to answer questions about your company's policies. Without RAG, it might give generic answers or outdated information. With RAG, it pulls up the right internal document first, then answers based on what's actually there. One common misconception: RAG is not a replacement for retraining an AI model. It's a middle ground. It's much faster and cheaper than retraining, but it won't make a model specialize in narrow, complex tasks the way retraining would. RAG lets you keep AI answers current and accurate without rebuilding the entire model. It's perfect when you need fresh information, domain-specific knowledge, or reduced hallucinations grounded in real sources. Want to understand how to choose between RAG, fine-tuning, and retraining? Follow for more.